Welcome back to another adventure in the Tank 300 diesel. This time we are driving 3.5 hours west of Brisbane with the Tank 300 diesel in collaboration with Cars Caravans Camping, Frontrunner Australia, and also with Capella GWM, who have very kindly assisted us with this vehicle so that we can actually do some long range testing on the car with fuel consumption, as well as just general impressions over a couple of months as to what we think of the car. So far, after 1,300 Ks, really love it. So I don't think this road trip will be any different, but we're aiming to do about 700 to 800 Ks today and return at the end of the day, showing you a couple of highlights of things that we pass through and places that we go. Now, Yelarbon itself, what we're going out there for is the art silos. So this is an initiative by the team at Grain Corp. They have commissioned a number of artwork pieces and projects to be painted on the side of these old grain silos. Someone might be able to correct me, but I'm pretty sure quite a lot of them are still operational, but obviously some may not be. But it's basically designed to get people out of the city to go out and explore. If you're going past the towns, to give you a reason to stop at the town, and to also just have a look at this art silo trail around the country so that you can actually see, you know, some cool pieces of art in some really unique Australian ways and areas, as well as just enjoy a nice day out if you are doing a day trip like we are. To be honest, I'd recommend just doing it overnight. Don't try to do it in one big day like us, but we're a little bit constrained for time. One of the things I would recommend, being that it is Yelarbon, you are going to have plenty of food options, both roadhouses and cafes, on the way there and on the way back, bakeries, all sorts of things. Support these local Australian rural community businesses. They are the lifeblood in these areas. Quite often it might be the only place that farmers as well as locals get to go and meet together and have a chat for the day, or for the, you know, a yarn while you're having grabbing your coffee or grabbing your snack halfway through the day. So as tourists, it's important to respect the areas that we get the privilege to go and explore, and support these local businesses as best we can by stopping in, having a chat, finding out more about the town and their business, and buying from their local areas. This trip as well, we're going to have a look at a couple of additional towns and see if we've got time to sneak them in. But if we don't, one of the towns I'd recommend making a bit of additional time for if you're heading out this way is Texas. Yes, there's a Texas in Australia and it's in Queensland. Look, there's not much to see out there, but it's a cool piece of Australian outback country. And also just the fact that it's Texas, it makes for a good story if you are an influencer that wants to go out and check out these places. So let's get out there, let's go and show you what we're going to see today. All right, so we are now at the 2 hour and 20 minute mark. We have an hour remaining on this trip. Got 89 Ks left. That's just for us to get to Texas, and then from there we're going to head to Yelarbon. One of the things I wanted to update on the car, so fuel consumption, it's going pretty good. It's averaging between 10.4 and 10.6 litres per 100 Ks. Now, this diesel is rated at 7.8 combined without modifications. Now, this has a roof platform. It's got 2 boxes on top and a jerry can and also a water tank. So we're giving everything that you could possibly add to increase the fuel consumption on this car by disturbing the airflow on the top of the car. So I reckon adding in a couple of litres extra per 100 Ks because of that, it's actually pretty good. My Hilux used to be substantially more, and I had a very similar build out on the Hilux. So I think I used to average about 13-ish litres per 100 Ks, and that did have some bigger wheels though. Now, comfort. I've discovered the massage seat function, which pairs perfectly with the heated seat function. So you are going to absolutely love the way that you can feel as a driver in the seat, keeping refreshed, keeping comfortable for those long drives. The other thing that I'm really impressed with the Frontrunner Slimline 2 roof platform is that there's no wind noise. So as you're traveling down the highway, you're not getting this kind of high-pitched whistle or anything like that, which I've had with previous flat platforms with other brands that I've used in the past, and you're not really getting that much noticeable noise coming into the car from the roof platform, despite the fact that we have not only a roof platform but also 2 boxes and a jerry can and a water container on the car. So from that side of things, I think it's a really good option if you are looking for a roof platform for your car. You don't want to go something cheap on the market. You want to go for something that's from an established brand and has a good reputation for quality. Then the front runner product is definitely the way to go for your platform needs on a Tank 300. And then outside of that, the only other thing with the way the vehicle drives, it's got plenty of power, plenty of get up and go. You're not going to be without any power when you need it on the car. The only thing I would say is it would be nice if GWM could just tweak the steering a little bit, just to make it a little bit tighter, that's all. So it just has a little bit of, not free movement, but it's not as stiff as some of the other steering systems that I've driven in other cars. And it's not just a Chinese vehicle problem. There's other brands that I have driven which are Thai-built ute or Thai-built ute-based platforms for SUVs, where the steering is also not quite as direct or as heavy as, for example, a Hilux, which generally has pretty good steering. So outside of that, we're going pretty good, but we're going to stop for a snack and keep going on the way because it's about 1 o'clock, so we are hungry. So we're going to stop for some food and keep going. All right, so we've stopped for lunch at Gore Roadhouse on the way to Texas and on the way to Yelarbon Art Silo. As you can see, we're in the CCC Tank 300 diesel still. Quick update on fuel. So fuel consumption at the moment is about 10.4 to 10.6 litres per 100 kilometres, which I actually think is not too bad. So I previously had a Hilux. It was rated similar to, in terms of the fuel consumption as the Tank 300 diesel, which is 7.8 litres per 100 combined cycle. But as you can see at the top, we have a flat roof platform, and we also have 2 boxes on top, plus a water tank and a jerry can at the top. So all of those things add weight and also kill any aerodynamic efficiency, which getting us to 10.4 to 10.6 litres per 100 Ks while sitting on the highway, I think is actually pretty good, because the last time I did this drive, I actually did it in a Hilux, SR5 turbo diesel. It was my car. The only difference was I had slightly more aggressive all-terrains than what are on this tank. I had a lift and I had a flat platform but nothing on top of it. And I was getting about 13 to 13.5 litres per 100 Ks. So I think the tank's done really well to actually have really good fuel consumption for this kind of trip. Seat comfort, fantastic. If you suffer from lower back pain like I do, you're going to love the Tank Ultra with a couple of nicer features, such as the built-in massage function for the driver's seat and also the heated seating, which combined will give you a nice kind of bit of movement in that lower back, just to keep things nice and relaxed and loose, to give you a bit more comfort on those longer drives. And then the only other thing that I would suggest, I guess, to GWM nicely, the drive itself is pretty solid and stable, but it would be nice to have a slightly firmer setting available for the steering wheel, because comfort and sport doesn't quite match the desired outcome. So I come from more of a Land Cruiser and a Hilux type drive, so if you've ever driven any of those 2 cars, you'll understand what I mean. It's just a consistent, heavier steering wheel. Now, some people don't like that, so that is a very personal preference. But I just find that it's a little bit more stable on higher kilometre speed limits, particularly when the roads aren't 100% prepared and fully sealed surfaces as well. So, but without further ado, let's get back in the car. Let's get to Texas. So we made it to Texas. We're on our way to Yelarbon, but I just wanted to let you know there is a Texas in Queensland and in Australia. It's actually Texas, the town. The state of Texas, however, is still in the US of A. So enjoy the next couple of seconds while we show you some of the highlights of Texas. Alright guys, so we have made it to Yelarbon Art Silo. As you can see behind me, how beautiful and spectacular are these grain silos. These were painted by Jordache, Jordan and Steve. Surnames I cannot remember off the top of my head, but they will be in the description. It's depicting a young boy cooling off by the side of the Yelarbon Lagoon with a paper boat set to sail across the lagoon. 6 of the silos are depicted in this mural, and of course it's titled When the Rain Comes, factoring in the importance that rain plays in outback Australia, particularly here at Yelarbon. So make sure you stop by, make sure you come for a drive, see how beautiful these silos are for you. And of course, as part of Cars, Caravans, Camping, we aim to bring more locations for you, so keep an eye on what comes next. If you want to save 10% on your next purchase, whether it's genuine accessories or floor mats for cars like Nissan, Hyundai, Mitsubishi, Subaru, LDV, GWM, MG as well. Make sure you check out their website, carscaravanscamping.com.au. Nice and simple, 3 words altogether.com.au. And 10% off if you enter road trip in the coupon code at the end. Obviously a great range of camping and outdoor accessories as well, but thanks to them, they've been able to help us out, getting us all the way out to here. And another special mention as well to the team at Barton's Capella GWM. We've actually borrowed their car to fit out a couple of the accessories that we fitted out with Frontrunner to test out just how they go on the Tank 300 diesel. This new Tank 300 diesel has been spectacular. So far, we're getting between 10.4 and 10.6 litres per 100, even after the additional hour since the last time we updated you on this. So we should well and truly be able to maintain that as we head back to Brisbane now with this car. Super comfortable and some great features like the massage seats, which are just fantastic. From there as well, been really impressed. Come have a look at a couple of things that we've done to the car. So the roof platform at the top, it's the slimline platform from the guys at Frontrunner, plus the storage boxes and the jerry can and water tank. Despite having that on top of the roof, we're not really getting much noise inside the car. The minute you pull the blind back for the sunroof and you open up the sunroof and tilt it, you get a little bit of noise, but you're not getting any whistling or high-pitched kind of squealing like you would on some other brands of roof platforms. And you're also getting a really rugged and rigid setup that is definitely going to last the test of time and is built from premium quality materials. So I'd highly recommend checking them out as well. And once again, carscaravanscamping.com.au is who this is in partnership with. So big thanks to them. So make sure you check out the website for full details. And if there's any other locations that you want us to check out with this car as part of our long-term testing, let us know in the comment section. All right guys, so we've made it back to Brisbane. We've done 669 kilometers and we have 100 kilometers left to go when it comes to fuel. That means we've been averaging between 10.4 and 10.6 litres per 100, which is absolutely fantastic, given that we've got all of those roof boxes on the top that are adding to the drag on the car and increasing the fuel consumption. As you can see, we've collected a ton of bugs during this drive back at night. One thing that I would recommend if you are doing a lot of nighttime driving, you'll definitely want a pair or a set of good light bars or spotlights. You can definitely find them on carscaravanscamping.com.au. Great range of light force from them. And I think also a couple of other brands like Nava and a few others. So that's what I would recommend from the nighttime driving side of things. Really impressed with the intelligent cruise control or intelligent cruise assist. Basically kept the steering wheel centered in between the lanes, and regardless of whether it was regional roads or getting closer to the city, it handled the roads really, really well and kept us nice and straight. Basically like auto steer if you've ever driven a car with auto steer, and it made it really easy to adapt and adjust to the changing speed limits as well. Just at a tap of the cruise button, it set it from 100 to 80 back to 100 depending on what speed zones we were going through as well. So That was really, really good. Overall, I feel that the car performs exceptionally well as a diesel. We've now hit 2,000 kilometers in this car. And of course, from a fuel consumption point, I think it's fantastic. So let me know in the comment section what you want to know. And finally, one of the things I absolutely love with this car is the seating. Super comfortable. It has massage functions for the driver in the Ultra, and also the heated seats combined with that massage function makes long road trips really, really pleasurable and enjoyable. So I actually really rate this car, and let me know what you think if you own one or if you've taken one for a test drive.